everybody, welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Ivy Hartman, and joining me here in the studio is Justin Liebrecht. He's the coordinator for artists and volunteers at cultural festivals. In this case, St. Louis Art Fair, absolutely, which is their big event that they're putting on in its 19th year, which we're really excited to have Justin here talking about that. But each year that the St. Louis Art Fair has been around, you have a commemorative print that's made. Talk about this year's artists and the print.
Sure. Well, this year we have Jeffrey Cannon, and originally he was from Illinois, but is now in Texas, and so he comes in every year. He came in this year, I should say, and he made a commemorative print. And each year there's a different artist for different commemorative print artists.
Okay.
And so this year he made something specific for the art fair.
And you can get the commemorative print at the fair itself or online,
Yeah.
if you'd like. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what other kind of works of art is there displayed among the 180 artists at St. Louis Art
A
Fair?
lot.
Okay.
There is, you have your paintings, you have your drawing in pastels, jewelry, a lot of jewelry. That's a big category.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess it sells well.
Yes, yes.
And then photography, I guess?
Photography, we have photography, fiber coming up.
Interesting.
yeah.
I'm big into the fiber stuff.
And metal. We have metalwork, sculpture, ceramics. There's glass. Amber Marshall, I believe that's Amber Marshall. So yeah.
It's great. Any highlights for you in terms of the different kinds of art? Perhaps performing art?
Performing art, yeah.
Tell us about that, because I was intrigued when we were talking before the show about Shakespeare Festival St. Louis being involved.
Yeah. So this year we asked Rick Deldine, the executive producer of the Shakespeare Festival St. Louis, to come in and maybe try to do something with us. And we are doing this called Wheel of Fortune, where they have students who come in with this big wheel, and they get a group together, they just pop out of nowhere, and they spin the wheel, and whatever show that lands on, like Romeo and Juliet or Hamlet, they do a scene or a monologue for the audience that's watching them. And so they'll pop around every corner of the art fair. You don't know where they're going to be. And so we thought we really wanted to try to engage the audience. Well, in their case, the audience.
Yeah.
And so try to spice it up a little bit.
But there's another way that people can get involved other than attending and experiencing the art, purchasing the art, or even experiencing Shakespeare St. Louis there. You want people to, you need help. How many people does it take volunteer-wise to pull off something like this?
Over 1,000 volunteers that come in. And so we could always use a lot of volunteers. And there are over 30 different jobs. If you want to work concessions, you can do soda, wine martini, or you can be a part of the creative council that we talked about earlier in helping out the organizations. And so it's a very wide variety.
So mark your calendars. You can attend or you can volunteer St. Louis Art Fair, which is taking place the weekend of September 7th through 9th. For all the information, you can visit culturalfestivals.com. It'll have a lineup in terms of all of the musical artists that'll be there, as well as you'll find a link to be able to sign up to volunteer.
Yes.
So, and I'm glad that you've been here with us, Justin, because I didn't realize there were so many aspects of volunteering at St. Louis Art Fair, as well as ways for our youth to be involved while they're there.
Yeah.
We mentioned that performing art might have been the highlight for you, but any other favorites that you think you wanted to share with somebody, what it's like down there, the can't miss moment at St. Louis Art Fair?
Well, I forgot to mention, on Saturday we have fireworks that we're shooting off.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, fireworks at 10 p.m. on Saturday. And so it's our second year for doing this, and we're really excited. It's going to be bigger and better than last year. So.
And I noticed that St. Louis Art Fair is sponsored by one of the sponsors is Sterling Bank, which intrigued me because I'd never heard of them before.
Yeah.
But I understand that they're a Clayton-based bank, and you guys are taking up 8 city blocks of Clayton with St. Louis Art Fair?
Correct, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wear your walking shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
And bring your wallet.
Exactly.
So this will also benefit the artists who are there, because they're there really to help sell their works of art.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, they'll be selling a lot.
So we 1,300 people applied, 180 were selected. It's all selected by jury, and that takes place in the winter months. So if you're interested in maybe trying to get in there for next year's St. Louis Art Fair, check them out online. Once again, that website is culturalfestivals.com. Justin, thank you for being here with us. St. Louis Art Fair this year is on September 7th through 9th, right there in the heart of Clayton. Very good. When we come back, we're going to meet with Jade Harrell from Hallelujah 1600 AM. And remember to keep up with STL TV because we want to keep everybody informed of all the great events that are going around St. Louis, not just the art fair. Believe it or not, St. Louis has so many things you can do. And you can find out about them through Facebook, Twitter, or our YouTube channel. You can always watch us streaming live through our website on stltv.net. We'll be back with more after this, so do not go anywhere. Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Ivy Hartman, and joining me now is Justin Liebrecht. He is the coordinator for artists and volunteers for the St. Louis Art Fair. Now, before we brought you on, Justin, we talked about you being part of cultural festivals. What's the correlation between St. Louis Art Fair and the umbrella cultural festivals?
Sure. Well, cultural festivals is the events company or events planning company, and so their main event is they produce their St. Louis Art Fair each year in Clayton. They did other events in the past, and this year they actually helped out with. Let Them Eat Art in Maplewood.
That's it.
Yes.
We've had them on, and we talked about that, and I thought this isn't new to us, but thank you for helping us revisit that.
Yeah.
Speaking of not being new and revisiting things, there may be other people out there like myself who's actually never been to the St. Louis Art Fair.
You're not alone, I'm sure.
So 19 years in the making. Kind of spell it out for us. Tell us what goes on at the St. Louis Art Fair.
So it's 19 years, so next year will be 20, and so they're already planning fun stuff for that. But this year we have over 180 artists, and so 62 of the artists have never been in the show, and that's big. And 21 of the artists, it's their first time applying, and they got into the show, and that's another big too. So we have over 180 artists, 15 restaurants that come in, like Rear and Tie and Uptown Cafe and Zia's Food Truck, and then over 30 performers, musical performers on just 3 different stages.
Throughout a 3-day period, because really you start essentially Friday night, September 7th, and you guys go 5 to 10, and then you've got all day on Saturday, the 8th, and then pretty much a full day on Sunday, the 9th as well. Okay. Yeah. Where do people go for the full lineup of all the events?
They'll go to culturalfestivals.com.
Okay, that's a great way. And it's free, though.
Yes, it's free. So go looking for a date night or a family during the day on Sunday. It's great. It's just a fun time.
Speaking of being family oriented, and we've just barely touched the tip of the iceberg about what you're going to experience there. So Justin's going to stick around with us for a little bit. So we'll get through all of this. But in terms of that being family friendly, there's the Creative Castle. And that's not something new. But tell us more about Creative Castle and what that is.
Sure. Well, the Creative Castle targets pre-K through 8th grade, and so organizations like St. Louis County Library or the Magic House or Chesterfield Arts come out, and it's their own designated section, and they really do creative-friendly kid activities for Saturday and Sunday. And so they'll make the world-famous St. Louis Art Fair hats, paper bag hats that everybody likes, and just other kid-friendly activities.
See, all stuff you have. If you've never been there,
exactly.
You may not know that that's what's going on. That's
just park the stroller and show them right up. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. But then you've got something unique going on called Create for kids who are a little older. Talk about that.
Yeah. So this is the first year we're trying it. Create targets children from 8 years old to 18, and so children around the St. Louis area and come from high schools and grade schools, and they show their own work, and they get to sell their own work, and they take the proceeds from it, and it's really nice. It's really nice because I know when I went to high school, I saw some great artwork there, and
really?
it gets these
exposure into the professional realm even prior to really even leaving school, which is amazing. So how are they selected to be able to participate and create?
All they have to do is they have to make their own art. So just like the artists, you can't make from a kit. Nothing pre-made. You have to, do
And
yourself.
And have the students who are exhibiting already been selected, or are you asking students to show up throughout the weekend with their art? What is it exactly?
Yeah, they have been selected.
Okay.
And so there was a certain amount of time, and they applied, and the deadline was earlier, and this is it. So.
Well, that's interesting because you talked about 180 artists being there, and so many of them are new or even first timers. What do we attribute that to?
Well, every year there's a jury process. So they apply in December and January. So this year we had over 1,300 applicants, and
That is huge.
yeah, and 180 get
And narrow it
chosen.
down.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot more to talk about because I want to talk about all the different kinds of arts, and there's some really cool role that St. Louis Shakespeare Festival is playing in this year. And of course, you want to know how you can get involved even without just attending art fair, the St. Louis Art Fair. We'll have all of that coming up after we take a quick break. Make note, though, you can find all the details at culturalfestivals.com. So Justin's going to stick around. We'll have more with Justin when we come back. But I want to remind you to keep up with STL TV because there's tons of great events going on around St. Louis. We know about them. Here's a great way so you can know about them is to friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can always watch us streaming live on stltv.net. Keep it locked right here on STL TV. We'll be right back with more STL TV Live right after this.